Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It is March 14th, 2023 and a court in Spain has lifted the measure that allowed Barcelona to register Gavi as a first team player. Also, it's reported that Sergio Busquets is not convinced with Barcelona's offer for renewal, and it's reported that Iñigo Martínez now has doubts about arriving in Barcelona after he and the club reached personal agreement. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and we'll begin with the news that Joan Laporta, during a meeting with all the captains from all the Barcelona teams, addressed the whole Enriquez case and gave a statement where he said that he will be going after those who are trying to hurt the club. Now, as reported previously, Barcelona are currently involved in a scandal where it was revealed that the previous president, Josep Maria Bartomeu, had hired the former referee Enriquez and paid him around 1.4 million euros between the years of 2016 and 2018 so he can be a consultant for the club, like all clubs in La Liga do, where they hire former referees as consultants to help them interpret La Liga's rules. However, the scandal stems because Enriquez was also the vice president of the board of referees at the same time. So of course, there's a clear conflict of interest there, where Enriquez was working for both the board of referees and in Barcelona as a club. Now, the prosecutor's office in Spain have decided to file corruption charges against Barcelona, Bartomeu, and several members of his board of directors. And La Liga, Real Madrid, and many other teams have decided to join this legal complaint. And today, Joan Laporta addressed the whole case in front of all the Barcelona captains, and he said, "I really want to confront all the shameless people who are staining our badge. Barca is a club with values. The club is admired and recognized all over the world. It also happens that some, motivated by envy, try to erode our reputation with campaigns made in bad faith. There are some ferocious attacks to sully our crest, which have nothing to do with reality. And you can be sure that the board of directors that I have the honor of presiding over will defend it with all our might. They won't succeed because the Barca captains represent our values and our feelings, and you show it on the pitch when you give your all and to the last drop of your blood." Now, those are strong words by Joan Laporta, who is promising that he will defend the club and its honor against this whole media campaign that are trying to sully the club's name and honor and history. Because as I've said multiple times before, and I will continue saying it, there's absolutely zero evidence that Barcelona paid off any referees or that tried to buy any influence. And in fact, Javier Tebas himself has said that Barcelona are not going to be sanctioned sporting-wise because there is no evidence of Barcelona influencing the outcome of any matches by hiring Enriquez. And as I reported in yesterday's video, González Iturralde, a former La Liga a former La Liga referee, confirmed that when Enriquez was the vice president of the board of referees, he's had no control over referees whatsoever. So even if Barcelona had hired him to buy some influence, there was no way that they could have achieved that because Enriquez had no control or power over La Liga's referees. But nonetheless, despite there being no evidence of Barcelona trying to pay off referees or try to buy some influence, the media has been absolutely restless in trying to foment these false accusations that Barcelona try to influence referees and try to buy them, and have continued their campaign to damage the club's image. And I'm glad that Joan Laporta is willing to stand up to all those who are trying to sully our beloved club. Now, Gerard Piqué has also come out in defense of Barcelona, and he said, "I'm putting my hand in the fire because Barca hasn't paid the referees. If you want to buy a referee, it's as easy as giving him an envelope. You don't go to a vice president of the technical committee of referees. It doesn't have any logic. From here, we are used to conspiracies and campaigns. As much as they want to mess it up, it's such a golden age. It's not what we won, but how it was won. They can review everything. We were very, very superior. We did not depend on the referees. It's true that the prosecutor's office is involved, but I trust the club." Now, Gerard Piqué makes a lot of sense here with his statements because he's saying that if Barcelona really wanted to buy referees, they would go to the referees directly, hand them an envelope full of cash, they wouldn't go hire the vice president of the board of referees that had absolutely no control over the referees. And also, if you think about it, why would Barcelona document all the payments to Enriquez if they were really trying to influence him or pay him off? That doesn't make any sense. It's like me going to rob a bank while at the same time filming myself doing it. It would make absolutely no sense. Now, there is also those who are trying to sully what Barcelona achieved during its golden age with Pep Guardiola's sextuple and Luis Enriquez's treble, saying that all of those trophies were achieved by buying off referees and through fraud, which is absolutely a ridiculous statement because you can go back and watch the tapes. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona and Luis Enriquez's Barcelona won those trophies by being absolutely superior to other teams, by completely annihilating their opponents and winning matches 4-5-0, and with other teams having absolutely no response to what these coaches had to offer. Now, in fact, there are many in the football history who say that Pep Guardiola's Barcelona completely revolutionized football and how it was played, because Pep Guardiola's team was so much superior with their possession and their tiki-taka that all the other teams had to completely rethink their strategies and completely rework how they played, because otherwise they had absolutely no answer to what Pep Guardiola had to offer. But of course, that hurts those who were humiliated by Barcelona, including Real Madrid fans. So instead of accepting that Barcelona was absolutely superior to them, they rather excuse their defeat and their shame by saying that Barcelona achieved those trophies through buying off referees, which again is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of superiority and the amount of talent that Pep Guardiola and Luis Enriquez's Barcelona has displayed does not come through buying referees. This simply comes through great quality players and great coaches who knew how to use that talent that they had at their disposal. But of course, everything that Gerard Piqué has said requires the use of common sense, and we can't expect that from Real Madrid fans. So I'm pretty sure that there's absolutely no point of saying this to them. They will continue thinking that Barcelona achieved all these trophies by paying off referees. But what do we care? We still won those trophies and we know how we won them. And after all, Madrid fans are the last people who can complain about referees in the entire world, because after all, they do have 2 La Liga titles and 3 Champions League titles in the last 10 years through bad refereeing calls. So it's really laughable and ironic that Real Madrid fans are the ones complaining about bad refereeing, because even this season they've continued time and time again to benefit from those bad referees calls. Now on to the news that the 12th Commercial Court of Barcelona has decided to lift the measure that allowed the club to register Gavi as a first-team player. Now, as I reported previously, Barcelona attempted to register Gavi during the winter transfer market, using the space created on their wage bill by the departure of Memphis Depay, Héctor Bellerin, and Gerard Piqué. However, Javier Tebas told Barcelona that they didn't have enough space on their wage bill to register Gavi. So as such, Barcelona took the case to the 12th Commercial Court of Barcelona, and the judge ruled in favor of the club, allowing Barcelona to register Gavi as a first-team player. Now, Javier Tebas vowed that he would fight that registration with all his power, and that's exactly what he did, where he appealed that decision, and the 12th Commercial Court of Barcelona has agreed with La Liga's president, and they have decided to lift that measure that allowed Barcelona to register Gavi as a first-team player. And the court has said that they have lifted that measure because Barcelona had filed the case 1 day late. Now, the club are assuring that the case was not filed a day late, and they will be appealing the decision of this court. So for now, this matter is not finalized. However, if this matter does not go in favor of Barcelona, then Gavi will have to return to be an under-19 youth team player and will have to receive the same salary that he was receiving as an under-19 youth player. And of course, he will have to use his number 30 jersey instead of his number 6. Now, if Gavi's registration does not go through, he will still be able to play with the first team because he does have a La Liga pass to play with the first team until the end of the season. But of course, his under-19 youth team contract does expire at the end of the season on June 30th. So Barcelona would have to renegotiate a new contract and once again try to sign Gavi as a first-team player. Now, Barcelona have absolutely no worries that Gavi was going to go anywhere else, even if his registration does not go through and his contract does expire at the end of the season, despite there being plenty of reports saying that there are many clubs in the Premier League who want to sign Gavi. Gavi has made it very clear that he wants to remain in Barcelona. So even if the worst case scenario happens, Gavi is not going anywhere and he would renew his contract with Barcelona once again. Now, speaking of midfielders, it's reported that Sergio Busquets is not convinced with Barcelona's renewal offer. Now, as I reported previously, Busquets' contract will expire at the end of the season. However, Xavi wants Busquets to extend his contract with Barcelona for at least one more season so he can train his replacement in that pivot position. And Barcelona and Busquets had began talking about the possible renewal, with Barcelona making Busquets an offer to extend his contract by one more season with an option to extend it for one more, and offering him a €7 million salary. Now, it seems that Busquets is not convinced with this offer. He thinks that the salary is too low, and it's reported that he will be informing the club and rejecting this initial offer. So we're going to have to see whether the club increased their offer or whether Sergio Busquets will end up leaving after all. Now, on to the news that it's reported that Iñigo Martínez now has doubts about arriving in Barcelona after reaching a personal agreement with the club. Now, we've talked about Iñigo Martínez in the past. He's a 31-year-old left-footed center back who currently plays for Athletic Club de Bilbao, and his contract is set to expire at the end of the season. And as such, Barcelona were contemplating signing him in the summer as a free agent. Now, it was reported that Barcelona and the player had reached a personal agreement. However, it's now being reported that the player has doubts about arriving in Barcelona, given the instability of the club with the entire media scandal in regards to the Enriquez case, and that he also has doubt about the financial stability of the club. Now, Barcelona wanted to sign Iñigo Martínez because they consider him as a very solid center back and also someone who has a lot of experience, so which the defensive line could benefit from, and also because he has a very good drive with the ball from the back line. Now, since Iñigo Martínez does have doubts about joining Barcelona, in my opinion, he should renew his contract with Athletic Club de Bilbao, which he does have an offer from them, or he should accept the offer from Atletico de Madrid to join Cholo Simeone's side, because if he does have doubts and he has no place in Barcelona, and Barcelona should not be wasting their time trying to sign someone who has doubts about joining them, and most importantly, when they already have 5 center backs on the team. So why bother trying to sign a 6-1 who's not even sure about playing for Barcelona? Now, speaking of Athletic Club de Bilbao, Barcelona have decided to file a complaint against the club for what happened in that match at San Mamés. Now, during the match at San Mamés last weekend, the fans at the 30th minute started to throw out bills with Joan Laporta's face on them and written on them, Barca Mafia, and they spent the whole match singing that Barcelona were a mafia, that they need to be relegated to the 2nd division, and even insulting players like Gavi and insulting the club as a whole. And those chants went on for the entire 90 minutes, with the fans abusing the team and abusing the players and abusing the FC Barcelona institution. Now, as a result of this abuse, Barcelona have decided to file an official complaint with the committee that handles these kind of abuses from fans. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.